That's one of the questions that our customers, even especially our longtime customers, want to know from us, because we do have a history of kind of being a little bit ahead of the curve. As far as so CommScope, if we go back in time, CommScope started in the coaxial business, right? So back in the 70s, providing coaxial cable to all the broadband providers that were at that time taking cable TV across the country and across the world. And we were at one point like 70 or 80% market share. So we were coax, but then we saw that, these nascent Ethernet networks were coming out. So there was going to be structured cabling in more than just the government and large universities. That was going to spread out. So that's when we invested in that line and added Systemax to our portfolio. But then we bought Andrew Telecom in 2007, I think. And Andrew was the largest name in macro antennas, right? So all the big antennas on cell towers. Andrew was the biggest name and still is.
That's the big old lightning bolts, correct, Tony?
Right. So if you remember the 2G, the 2G radios, which had a kind of like this cornucopia shape to them in a big circle, then the 3G was just a big dish. If you see a red lightning bolt on there, that's Andrew. Now with all of the 4G and 5G ones, they're like tall and rectangular and skinny, so you don't really see that label anymore, but most of them are still there, right? So Nokia and Ericsson, who are the two leaders in the radios, they come to us to help co-develop the antenna technology. So we got into that a year before the iPhone was released. So I don't know who was responsible for that. Somebody at CommScope has a crystal ball, but seeing that networks were going to become intertwined, right? And now that we acquired Aris and Ruckus, we have the switching and the wireless side. There's really no type of communication network that we're not in now, except for satellites, which may or may not happen one day, because everything's kind of coming together. So to get back to your question, Katie, that's for us as we're building the networks, and CommScope, you can think of us and partners like Symphony as kind of the plumbers of the internet, is kind of how I really succinctly try to explain it.